Well, first of all, I have to say thank you for the work that you do, because it is really important work and we really value it. You have almost always the first interaction with the crime victim, and you set the tone. If you develop trust with them, it makes a huge difference in the outcome of the case as well. They're going to be much more willing to participate in the case. And if they trust us, no matter how the case turns out, they're going to have a much better view of the system.
Kenyon was a vibrant 18-year-old boy. He loved basketball. He was a kid who wasn't without troubles, but he was just a good kid. Everybody loved Kenyon. I was at my aunt's house, and somebody called my cell phone, and they said that Kenyon had been stabbed. And I'm thinking the shoulder, the leg. I never thought it was that bad.
So we're responding on scene onto a call where any trauma event, a domestic, a rape, a homicide, all the victims are distraught. The last thing that they want to do is be with the police. They want to go be with their family, be with whoever.
I felt like the officers made the first big impact on what I was about to go through. And that made me feel good, because they could have been, they thought about my feelings. I think they really thought about how I felt as a mom, hearing that your son is stabbed and knowing how bad it was. You would never have been able to tell how bad it was talking to them.
Without empathy, you're not going to be able to talk to a victim, especially while something's going on. Empathy makes our job easier.
As law enforcement professionals and first responders, we play a critical role in providing crime victims with timely information on their rights and the services available to them. This is not only our role as police officers, it is our legal responsibility. We're required to provide the connection between the justice system and victim support services, making sure victims know about all the rights, services, and resources available to them.
We don't have all the resources to meet with the needs of our victim. With the victim's rights resources, they'll be able to be in contact with them after the incident.
We're a team, and they're the first in. And they provide the information about our services, so they can then move on to do their jobs, which is investigating the crime. But never losing sight of the fact that there's a victim in the middle of all this, whatever the offense is.
So the detective came to my house. He just went over the services that was available to us, how they would help us. If we needed anything, he left us some pamphlets. So that we seen everything that they had to offer us. They was always reassuring to us that our child's life mattered.
Victim advocates walk through the system with victims. It's the best way to put it. We're there to give them accurate information, to give them support, advocacy, to let them know what their crime victim rights are, and to make sure their rights are upheld throughout the system. We want to make sure that no one is alone when they're going through this. When victim advocates come into a situation, people's lives have kind of been turned upside down by the crime, and so they need to feel safe and secure. We provide, hopefully, that sense of security. That's probably, I think, the number one rule for us, and to make sure then that we explain what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, who's going to be with them, how it works. So we'll connect them with local services, explain how the criminal justice system works, or the juvenile justice system, because most people have no idea until this happens to them, and then they need someone to walk with them through this, and that's what we do.
If you didn't have an advocate, you would really be kind of left in the dark about a lot of things, and so having someone who understands the whole process, it made us feel good, and it made us feel like we had somebody that really cared. They made us feel comfortable in the process, because it was a hard time for us. So having an advocate was a blessing.
First, we offer the critical things, which is, again, the crime victim's compensation, if there are funeral or medical expenses, or if they're going to be out of work for a while, we want to make sure that they get that information before the bills start piling up, because that's the last thing you need when you're going through a crisis already.
They helped pay for some of his funeral expenses, which if we wouldn't have received those funds, it would have been a lot harder for us to come up with $10,000. Deanna is like my angel. I love Deanna. You know, we talk. She'll call me every now and then. I hear from her during the trial. She was with us. She made sure we understood everything from the beginning to the end, even when it was rough. And you know, you needed somebody. She was definitely that person.
In the end, you know, we'll tell people we can't change what happened to you, obviously, but we can make your way through the system better, and hopefully we can help you incorporate what has happened into your life story so that it's not your whole life, which is what it is at the beginning. So that to me is how I see our role and our goal. And if we accomplish that, then I think we're doing our job.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael Muldrow. I proudly stand before you today as the Commissioner of the York City Police Department, and it's my absolute privilege to be speaking with you right now. Which brings me to this. This information was created by PCCD's Office of Victim Services to make one of our most important responsibilities as easy as possible. Providing crime victims with appropriate notice of the basic rights, services, and compensation available to them as required by the PA Crime Victims Act. Know that the information you will provide will help a domestic violence victim obtain a PFA, help a sexual assault victim receive support to cope with trauma, assist a shooting victim with their medical expenses, aid an elderly victim whose retirement check was stolen get their money back to pay their bills, help the family of an abused child pay for counseling services. The PCCD Victims Compensation Assistance Program can help with medical expenses, lost earnings, crime scene cleanup, childcare, transportation, even money to relocate, up to $35,000 maximum awards. The best news is it's easy to share and there's not a lot to do. This information piece is localized. It provides organization names and contact information for all the resources available in your county. You can share it with a victim by email, via text, or the old-fashioned way, by printing some out and taking them with you. But remember, you must be able to prove you provided the information. You must indicate on the police report that the required information was provided to the direct victim, or if appropriate, a member of the direct victim's family. One last thought. You signed up for this because you wanted to be someone's hero. Well, here's your chance to go out there and be one. Be that person who provides victims with the information they need when they need it most. So if you have any questions, please contact PCCD.